Hi, everyone. I'm Rosemary Bundock, Senior Manager of Virtual and Continuing Education here at HIDA, and welcome to day two of the Sales and Marketing Summit. In case you missed a session or two yesterday, don't worry, all session recordings are available under the event agenda and will be accessible to all registrants until December 31st, 2023. We've got four more great education sessions lined up today, and I'm excited to introduce our first speaker, Lisa Perry, founder of Captivating Solutions. Lisa is a seasoned global brand marketing executive, and today she'll be sharing strategies for building loyalty and instilling lasting customer relationships. Lisa, thank you for being here, and I'll hand it off to you.
Welcome to Building Loyalty. I'm going to give you 4 sessions on how to build lasting customer connections. I'm Lisa Perry, the founder of Captivating Solutions, a brand marketing consulting agency where I help companies drive revenue by using consumer trends and analytics to innovate their approach to marketing. Before we get started, I want to ask you a question. Are you struggling to retain customers? How about building lasting relationships? If you're nodding your head yes, I'm going to give you the strategies to boost brand loyalty because loyal customers, well, they come back. They make repeat purchases and they're advocates for your brand, and all of that drives revenue. Well, we're going to unpack this today. So let's dive in. When you're thinking about building loyal customers, customers aren't just customers. They're fans, they're ambassadors, they're supporters, enthusiasts, champions, advocates, defenders, loyalists, followers, admirers. And why is this important? Well, when customers find a brand that they love and trust, everything changes. Brands are a promise to deliver something of value. It's an emotional connection with your customers that builds trust and in turn drives loyalty and creates that long lasting relationship. Here are 3 realities that I want you to keep in mind. Loyal customers spend 67% more than new customers. That's significant. And over half of loyal customers will stay with a brand even after they encounter something negative. Now, keep in mind, a brand isn't perfect. They're going to make a mistake. And these loyal customers, they're your ride and die customers. So we need to protect them. Now, new prospects, when they're referred by your existing customers, they convert much better than non-referred ones. So companies that understand this, well, they invest in brands. Companies that don't, well, they lose their way and they lose their business. So why is this important? Well, loyal customers, they spend 60% more and 76% of them will choose your brand over your competitors. These loyal customers, well, they refer more. 90% of them trust recommendations from family and friends, and they make more repeat purchases. In fact, they spend 10 times more over their lifetime than those that just make a single purchase. And those companies that have a strong brand loyalty, well, they drive revenue at 2.5 times faster. And they drive 5 times more shareholder value. And those companies that have a high customer loyalty, well, they don't have to make as much in terms of investment in marketing and advertising just to maintain that growth. They're also less price sensitive. And we just talked about they're more forgiving. Now, here's the kicker. They're more profitable. If you invest just 5% against your loyal customers, you can increase profitability by 25 to 95%. That's significant. And having a loyal customer base, well, that can help you weather the storm when there's a market downturn or an economic recession in terms of having that stable income. And 77% of customers have said that they have remained loyal to a brand for over 10 years. Now, At this point, I hope I have convinced you to invest in your loyal customers. But I do want to pause here and I want to talk about the difference between customer loyalty and brand loyalty because there is a difference. Customer loyalty happens through repeat purchases driven by pricing, discounts, and reward programs. It's important to note that customers displaying loyalty, well, they don't have an emotional connection with your brand. In fact, they'll shop around different brands within the category. Examples of this include Walmart, Kohl's. They have a very high customer loyalty. Now, on the other side, brand loyalty, those customers displaying high brand loyalty, well, they want to make a long-term commitment with your brand based on the shared values, a high product, service excellence, and trustworthy. Those customers that have a high brand loyalty, well, they do have an emotional connection with your brand. And remarkably, those loyal customers, well, they'll remain loyal with your brand, even when a competitor comes in with a lower price point. And examples of this are Apple and Tesla. They have a very high brand loyalty. In fact, here's an example. Costco last year, with their gas stations, they ran out of regular gas and they offered their premium gas at their regular price. Now, I bet you that drove a lot of brand loyalty for consumers that weren't even considering Costco on a regular basis. Something to think about there in terms of tactics to use. Now, let me ask you, are you struggling with winning back your customers post COVID? Are you struggling to stay competitive in a crowded marketplace? How about differentiating your brand from your competitors? Are you struggling to retain customers for the long term? How about struggling to build those lasting relationships? Are you struggling to maintain customers' trust and loyalty? If you can relate to any of these brand loyalty struggles, let's look at the impact that these symptoms have on a brand health. If you notice any of these symptoms, then you may be experiencing brand loyalty declines. First, pay attention to increased complaints and negative feedback. This can include a rise in complaints, customer support, even negative feedbacks through customer surveys or online reviews. I'm going to give you an example. Now, while this is a personal example, I do think it has relevance to what you may be experiencing, and I'll tie this all back in at the end. I buy a face bronzer. I've bought this face bronzer for the last 2 years. I like it. I have no intention of using any other brand. So I recently bought it. I opened it up. I twisted the packaging up and I took the plastic top off. And when I took the plastic top off, half the bronzer went off with it. Now, this bronzer is expensive. So this was an issue. So I trotted back down to the beauty supply company. And this is a big beauty supply company. You would know this. Connected with the cashier, told her what happened. And she said, we've had a lot of returns like this. Well, whew, I felt validated, like I wasn't losing my mind. She went and got the store manager, and that's when things started to change. The store manager said, I will return it just this once, but you'll need to follow this step-by-step process so that this doesn't happen again. Now, I'm thinking, have I done something wrong here? And I got to follow a step-by-step process? I've never had to follow a step-by-step process in the last 2 years to just open up the package. And God, I hope I can do this right and I don't screw this up because there's a lot of pressure on me right now, but I really like the brand. So let's give it a try. So we make the exchange. I'm about to walk out of the store and I stop myself and I say, I'm not leaving the store. I'm going to figure this out here. So I open up the package, I start to twist it open, and I am meticulously following the store manager's step-by-step process and just taking that plastic off, and half the bronzer comes off. So I chat on over to the store manager and I say, look, I followed your step-by-step process. I do want a refund. And by the way, I'm not using this brand anymore. Find me another brand. Now, this example illustrates two things. First, silent churn. Me as a customer, I never went to the brand to tell them there were any issues, there was any complaint. I just stopped using them. And that's the worst type of customer you want. The one that doesn't tell you there's a problem. They just stop using your brand. So for every one complaint, there's a ton that aren't complaining. They're just stopped using your brand. So you really want to be vigilant for those that are complaining. The second thing is this is a layered process. It's not just me, the customer, complaining. It's also the distributor, the beauty supply company. So you have to be aware of all complaints and feedback throughout the entire supply chain system and address them. The second thing is you want to look for fewer referrals and recommendations for your brand, a drop in word of mouth, and a reduction for your referral programs. You also want to pay attention to increased returns and a request for refunds, because that could highlight any issues with your quality. Any consistency in terms of reduction for quality or service delivery issues, this can undermine trust and erosion of customer satisfaction and loyalty. So you need to watch out for that. You also want to be aware of any lower scores and rating for customer satisfaction in terms of surveys, a reduction in net promoter score that would refer your product, or even negative feedback for your overall offering. That's a key warning sign. Another warning sign is a higher rate of people leaving your brand, as well as a decrease in the percentage of customers who just don't continue to do business with you, and a smaller share of loyal followers. And then last, you want to be aware of customers who make fewer repeat purchases with your brand, as well as a decrease in the frequency with which those customers make additional repeat purchases, and a diminish in customer lifetime value, resulting in a decline of those repeat purchases, because this indicates an overall decline in trust and customer satisfaction. So now what? Now what do you do? Well, when brand loyalty starts to slide, it's crucial to take action quickly and solve the problem immediately. Now, having said that, what you want to do is start to understand why customers are losing loyalty with your brand. So what you can do is you conduct surveys, conduct focus groups, you can analyze trends, analyze data to identify the trends. And then once you've identified the root cause, well, now you can start addressing the problem. You can improve your products or services. You can improve your customer service. You can revise your strategy. And the next thing you want to do is you want to communicate with your customers. Let them know that you're addressing the problem and you're taking steps to fix it. That can go a long way in showing them that they're valued, they're heard, and you're building that trust. Now, if the problem is caused by a mistake or a failure on the company's part, well, then you want to apologize and make amends quickly in order to regain that trust and loyalty with your customer. And you want to continually monitor and improve, looking at the customer feedback through data analytics, social media, surveys, in order to change and make any necessary changes in terms of keeping them engaged and retaining their loyalty. The most effective approach is going to depend on the customer's specific situation and needs. It's important to act quickly in order, when you see brand loyalty slipping, to prevent it from worsening, because you want to regain their loyalty as soon as possible. Now, we're in a time here when customers have more choices than ever before. In fact, 75% of customers will spend more with with a company that treats them well. So it's critical for companies to gain and maintain trust. So how do we do this? Well, it starts by building trust through transparency. When you place your trust and when you place your customers first and you give them your trust, well, in turn, they're going to give you their loyalty. When you take away that trust and transparency, they're going to take away their loyalty. How do we know this? Well, 70% of customers say that transparency is important, and roughly 80% of customers say that they want brands to go above and beyond what's required to give them more information. And 2/3 of them will say that they'll switch brands for those that will provide more in-depth data. So here are 4 ways to build trust through transparency. First, open, honest, and empathetic communication. People love companies because they want to know everything about them. They're just eager to know more. So be open and honest. Share your practices through your products, your services, your pricing, your policies, even your data privacy, which is so important these days. It's important to build that empathy, to build the deeper connection with your customers. Be sure to keep them informed through multiple communication channels and formats. You want to be responsive and respectful to their questions and outreach. Communicate with them frequently and consistently to build that credibility and trust. You also want to manage their expectations. You can do this by communicating your mission, your values, your vision. You also want to share your product, services, offerings, your processes, your terms, your procedures, and how they guide your decision making. This is going to increase your higher customer satisfaction. And be reliable. The best way to increase trust and integrity is by saying, hey, we are going to commit to you what we say we're going to do and deliver it on time. And if you can't do it, then immediately reach out, tell them why, offer a solution, or give them compensation immediately. It's as easy as that. And the last thing you want to do is demonstrate accountability. If there's an issue, if there's a mistake, be forthright. Take responsibility. And especially in today's digital age, there's so many people that can go online and talk negatively about your brand. So you want to be transparent and problem solve. It demonstrates your quality, your innovation, and your customer satisfaction. So we've talked about now the ways to build trust. Let's talk about now the strategies to boosting brand loyalty. And it starts with providing quality and value. Building brand loyalty is based on consistently delivering high quality to your customers. Your products and services should exceed your customers' expectations. You do not want to give them any reason to go to your competitors. The second thing is you want to guarantee your products and services. Actively listen to your customers. understand their interests and challenges, and offer solutions that truly add value. And whenever possible, guarantee your products and services. It instills trust in them. You want to deliver exceptional experiences, create memorable moments and emotional connections. And to achieve this, you want to prioritize every touch point. And this starts from the initial touch point all the way to the post-purchase support. Now, I'm going to say this again. It is crucial to exceed their expectations. If you are just doing the same thing, you are not going to build brand loyalty or retain brand loyalty. Exceptional customer experience is all about a personalized support, active listening, quick issue resolution, and a commitment to customer satisfaction. When customers feel valued, heard, and delighted at every turn, they're not only loyal, they're advocates of your brand and will provide positive experiences out there. In fact, and you may want to write this stat down, 80% of customers are willing to pay more for your brand based on a better customer experience. It's pretty significant. The last thing is you want to create a personalized experience. People just like to buy from people, and they love a personalized experience. So get to know them. Take the time to get to know who they are, what they like, what their buying habits are, what their story is. Do the research online. This insight is going to help you to develop their sales journey, and it mirrors their experience. And it's going to gain a deeper understanding of how to make their buying process more memorable. So for example, for their birthday, send them a personalized message with an exclusive offer. And here's another stat you want to write down. 80% of customers are more likely to do business with a company that offers that personalized experience. So I just want to thank you for your time. I hope you found this helpful. And if this resonated with you, and if you think your company would be interested in a free brand loyalty assessment, reach out to me within the next 48 hours. It's a free 30-minute call. Well, I'll ask you a series of questions, and then I will give you a 2-page assessment and 3 things that you should focus on now. You can reach out to me at perrylisa@gmail.com. That's 2 L's. And Lisa Perry Marketing. I just wanted to thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a wonderful day.